Right, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'll be going through my progression of how I built my PvE deck for this Masters PvE League for the first challenge. And of course for the first challenge we have Oceans on Expert. Some of the requirements are that firstly is you cannot build any Shadow Orbs, Mark of the Keeper, Enlightenment, or any Monument. The second one is use no flying units, as well as the fire ship that is spawned that cannot be used as well. Next is the deck can only contain up to 8 cards. Fourth is your deck must contain 4 female units. So in order for this to qualify, it must be able to buff the unit using the girl power card. And lastly, of course, as long as you build a power, you must protect it until it finishes its power generation. Of course, without further ado, let's take a look at my PvE run. And so this is my deck, and originally I have my starting cards at Sunderer, but I realized that Sunderer gets killed too quickly and I was unable to bring down the various buildings. It doesn't heal itself, and there's just too many units running around attacking my Sunderer. So I've switched to the Nomad, the Green Affinity, which provides really good heals. So what I do at the start is to have my Nomads run out to lure all these troops so I can just kill them off without having them getting healed by this Bandit way station. It's really very annoying for this Bandit way station. And of course, luring back the units so that the Shaman or this Bandit Stalker wouldn't be lured as well and wouldn't attack my Nomad, so my Nomad can survive a little bit longer. And as you can see, at a certain point it doesn't draw the Bandit Steel Guards at the top of the cliff. Of course, it will be automatically attacking my Nomad after a while when it senses my Nomad down at the ground. Right, so with that, to just take down all of these Bandit Steel Guards. Also, the issue with having range units for this is that Bandit Steel Guards armor reduces 50% damage from anything that's not melee. Right, I have lured some of the units, so I have my Nomad to run back a little bit. I'll make sure it's out of the Bandit launcher's range. And it's very important to take down the Shaman, because this M counter can be very painful, as well as this Bandit Vanguard has this M counter that's really very painful, especially when it's charged to my Nomads. Right, of course bring down the way station first, because I can't kill off the Bandit Vanguard with it getting healed constantly. So once you have about 5 to 6 Nomads, this camp is very easy to take down. You really want to make sure that you take down one tower so that it lessens the burden on your Nomads getting the damage. And you want to take down these Bandit barracks a little bit quicker, because after a while there will be the Bandit Sniper that will spawn, and it's deadly as the counter for Bandit Sniper is M counter, which means my Nomad will be not as efficient. Right, so after the Bandit barracks down, focus on these 2 Bandit launchers at the side. This is so that your Nomads can heal itself and is out of range for this Bandit launcher over at the other end. So once that's done, just take down all the rest of these buildings. And one thing I forgot that was very annoying is that at the start, at the beginning, 43 seconds in, this dropship will spawn, and if you forget to select back your units, because when the dropship spawns, you automatically select your dropship, and if you want to move your units, you will actually be selecting the dropship to move. So at the 43-second mark, make sure to select your units again, so you will not have the dropship as an auto select when it spawns.
The treasure, the prize for the new sun, An unimaginable will have connections in the Ravens. It's my hard gold trumps pointless
You seek
revenge.
gold,
But
not
blood's got
vengeance.
when I bench, I
What about
fire
the
fire.
Remember, you can have your nomads run back to your base because technically you're not using your flying units, the dropship. It is auto attacking the air units, so you want to leverage on that, and the dropship's attack is pretty strong for air units. Yeah, just keep using the Skyscale or scout ship and you can easily destroy it.
A Raven scout ship approaches from the southwest. Intercepted.
One thing to note about the orbs and wells here is that in the beginning you want to just build the orb, because the Raven scout ship at the south, if it spawns, there would be no way for me to destroy it until I reach tier 3, where I will have more to attack the Raven Bandit ship. Yeah, so the rule says that
Are under attack.
if you pick up power, if you get destroyed, you lose 2 points, but it didn't say anything about getting your monument destroyed. So that is a trick to not restart your game, because the scout ship spawns randomly throughout the game. Sometimes it can be always at the west, sometimes spawning always at the south. So you want to minimize this random chance just by simply building a monument instead of the power wells. Alright, let's take a look at my nomads here. The Skyscare, this Bandit, Alpha Male bird. There's no issue here. I can just get my nomads killed, because the problem with this bandit ship is that it is in range to kill off all of these like Twilight, which I want to help clear some of the bandits. So let it float a little bit, and I'll collect my second orb.
Raven ship sighted to the south.
Alright, my second wave of nomads is here, and you just need 3 nomads here. And what I'll do is spawn 5 fire dancer. I know there's only 4, but 5 fire dancer is the best, as you can see, because it doesn't totally destroy the cage.
They should wreak havoc among the bandits.
5 fire dancers is always the best amount. Yeah, the good thing about fire dancers is that it knocks back small units, so even though the bandit vanguard is effective for M units, it doesn't have a chance to attack as much. Yeah, so for here, simply just use your fire dancers to clear off the buildings and even the units. Very easy. Yeah. As you can see here, the Raven battleship will be attacking my monument, but if you have your power wells here, you'll be destroyed.
A monument
Take
has
down
been
this
destroyed.
bandit artillery, but it's very unfortunate that it manages to squeeze out their last attack, killing 2 of my fire dancers. From then on, it's quite simple. Kill off all of these bandit vanguards and
Raven scout ship
get
approaches from
the
west.
power well and
Intercepted.
monument. The Raven scout ship coming from the west will not attack my monument, so it's safe to just build them anyways. Alright, and I also got my powers at the bottom because I have 3 orbs, and I know that the scout ship is spawning from the west, which means I have time to build up power for tier 3. And I have my mole, and what I'll do for my mole is to teleport 2 times right to the base here to get my over here to get my monument. And what is very unfortunate here is that I missed the way station, so this is really very unfortunate, and I probably could have saved at least a minute if I have to stampede through this way station.
A Raven scout ship approaches from the southwest. Intercepted.
Or for this later on, I will have to destroy the battleship, Raven battleship, with my mole. So for this, let's take a look. I have my Storm Singers and Gladiatrix, but the main thing is the Storm Singers. Gladiatrix is just filling up the female unit as in my deck. Very easy to destroy the barrel shield with the Storm Singer's ability. Destroying the Bandit Gunners, getting my power wells as well. And now that I have 4 op, I'll be getting the World Breaker Gun, which will be my main source of attack to clear off all of this huge load of bandit camps. It's honestly the easiest and the laziest way to do it, which I enjoy, but I recognize it might not be the most or the quickest way to do it. But I just enjoy using World Breaker Gun and can serve many purposes, especially when the final attack comes, where the Raven ship will come on all the sides and it can prevent my powers from getting destroyed. 3 World Breaker Gun barrages would destroy a Raven battleship, so that's what I'm aiming for. However, you have to take note that once you have 5 Raven ships that is gathered with more, you will automatically lose the game. So of course, once you have tier 3, you are able to take down the battleship. Do at least try to prevent them from gathering in the middle. As you can see later on, there's one spawning here, and I will take it down as well using the World Breaker Gun. Of course, there'll be an interesting unit that you will see later on. And this is it, this is the Winter Witch. Help me buy some time for my World Breaker Gun to release its cooldown of 30 seconds. And it will be just in time to destroy the Raven battleship as shown. I have 2 here and I have like about 2 here, but later I'll build 3 at the bottom. The reason why I have to build 2 at the top left is because it will be in range for this top portion, and the World Breaker Gun over here won't reach anywhere from the bottom of the portal. It will be out of range. Right, 3 World Breaker Guns so that I can take down the Raven battleship at one shot. Take down. Oops, not good enough, but clearing off the mine so that my unit won't be knocked back later on. Let's see my World Breaker Gun do its job again. And let's take a look over here. It's really a very simple game once you get your tier 4. Just use your World Breaker Gun. Of course, I have another World Breaker Gun here. This is the one that will prevent me from losing the end game. Basically, any Raven ship that comes to the middle, I have this World Breaker Gun to help deal some damage. I'll build 2 in total in the middle over here. So in total, this map I have about 7 World Breaker Guns.
Your forces are under attack.
Come on, white ones.
Destroy all the whole camp using my World Breaker Gun. Very easy, but the tricky part is this last part because there's a lot of multitasking going on. You have to destroy the Raven ship at all sides of the map. Do not panic for the west side, it will spawn 2 more later on as shown. The south is pretty easy, there's only 1 Raven battleship, so nothing much to worry. You have to take down the west first, followed by the south. And the northwest is the tricky one because there's 2 and I have units basically away from my power well so that it will draw the attention of the Raven battleship to use its really dangerous cannon. But it's only able to fire every 10 seconds, so not to worry too much about that. Yep, south over here. Destroy the Raven battleship. Nice. And the last 4 at the areas of the map where I cannot destroy them quickly. This is what I'll do. And yes, this is how you get maximum points for the Master PvE League, the first challenge. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not very sure what other tactics out there, so I'll be looking forward to the stream from Ultra Lord. Right, I will see you guys next time for more Battleforge or Skylords Reborn videos.